Hi, this is Bhavna, and you're watching India Today. Today, I'm joined by one of my favorite filmmakers, Neeraj Panday, and Padma Shri awardee, and I think just too many awards to his list, music composer and legend, Cream sir. Firstly, a huge welcome, both of
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
I have to say, this collaboration has always worked, and it has been one of the finest collaborations in our Hindi film industry. What makes you always go back to him for composing music for your films? First, let's start with that.
So, I mean, you tend to work with different people, and sometimes you end up working with the same person because there's a certain amount of comfort and a certain amount of excitement, a certain amount of challenge, and lots to learn. It's a mix of all these things because it's not just getting some sort of work done. It's also crucial for my learning, my understanding of music that I turn to him. It's not just about making those songs or making that soundtrack. I tend to find myself learning newer things on every single collaboration that I've done with him. So, I mean, it's a natural magnet.
Natural magnet, I like that. But sir, for you, you have worked in Hindi cinema, of course, you have an illustrious body of work, but it's been quite, I see that you have these few filmmakers you resonate with their filmmaking or their stories a lot more than anyone else, be it Mahesh Bhatt Saab or be it him. What about Neeraj Pandey's storytelling attracts you that you are like, okay, fine, I would love to do music for your film?
I better put it this way that what if I may say, what I don't see in him, that will convey.
Okay.
You ask me what I see in him, to be associating especially. But what I don't see, I will tell.
Okay.
Both makes sense. So I don't see in Neeraj Pandey a person who is expecting an item song, one item song in a movie, and I don't see him a director who wants another option just for the sake of ego satisfaction. So म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर है इधर तो उनको काम करने दो और भी क्यों फर्स्ट ट्यून ओके करना है और भी करने दो. So I never saw him in him, and I don't see in him a director who is influenced easily by others' inputs, changing his script or changing his ideas or scenes. He is very stubborn. When he believes in something, he is very stubborn. I think these three traits are more than enough to value a person as a creator.
Absolutely. Actually, आपने सही कहा. What you listed are reasons enough, I guess, because I know that filmmaking and music in general, in the Hindi film industry especially, has changed and evolved. I cannot say if it's for the good or bad because I have always seen composers or singers now say that ek waqt tha jab the entire track list or the soundtrack would be composed by one single composer, or there was a script in place which would take forward the story. Now it's all just like the ambiguity is way too much. Does it sometimes feel a bit more challenging to keep the authenticity of an artistic inclination that you have intact when everyone else around you is sort of falling prey to commercial ways of sort of looking at things?
No,
Long question.
Long question. There is a song Adil. So I have composed some more than 30 options for that. It's a never-ending process. But finally we locked on Adil after composing 30 options. But Kisi Rose is another song. The first and the tune was composed in 5 minutes and it was okay. So what I mean to say is, there are no calculations that itna देर काम करे तो ये अच्छा रहता है. If you compose for these many options, if you compose for 2 days, if you have music sitting for 3 days, then that means we are on the right track. Those are all false notions. There is nothing like it. It's all impulsive and it's completely creative.
Correct. Correct.
I hope
you,
my
you
my
have
answer
partly answered my
matched.
question.
Yeah.
But what I mean to ask is,
Yeah.
how difficult is it, or is it even difficult for you to stay true to the artist that you are? Because today everyone is changing their ways only because they want to fit the commercial, mounting of things.
Yeah, it's a difficult question because it depends on my project. It varies from one project to another. Some projects, some movies, I just do it only for money because I'm not Ambani yet. So nobody is Ambani except for Ambani. So till I become an Ambani, I some projects has to be composed for money. So you may say that I am not staying true as an artist for those projects.
Okay.
But don't ask me for the details. And Auron mein kaha tam tha, needless to say, I stayed true as an artist. Yeah.
Because Neeraj sir, in a love story, I mean, the first look that we get from the trailer, I was like, the first question that popped in my head was, in today's time, the definition of love is changing all the time, right? How important is it for you to set this love story at a time where there was certain purity and innocence to it, but at the same time make it relatable, because we don't know the audience's pulse at this point. We don't know what's going to work, what doesn't work. How did you sort of like ideate this?
That nobody knows. At any given point of time, I don't think there's ever been a filmmaker or a storyteller who knows or who knew that that particular film or that particular would surely work at the box office or would resonate or would connect. Yeah, I mean, we all take a punt, and as far as your interpretation of love is concerned, I think that love itself has remained the same. I mean, it's actually incapable of change in its core.
Right.
It's because of the times that we find new lens with which we look at it. There were no emojis. Now we live in a generation of emojis. I mean, so much is done over emojis.
Yeah.
And earlier it used to be silences. People didn't need to talk. They used to sit, they used to look, and you had romance then. So it's more to do with the times and the tech and the generational shift that we are talking about. But overall, in its core, that emotion will remain the same.
Absolutely. Even with the sound, you rightly mentioned silences in dialogues and in scenes, but also in music, the authenticity of the early 2000s and the 90s, we can see that. Was there any particular brief given to you by Neeraj sir, okay, this is the kind of sound that I'm looking for, which is missing in today's time?
No, Neeraj sir is fond of live instruments.
Okay.
Unlike many, he's not into the deep electronic music. So, but we use electronics just to make sure that it sounds contemporary. Otherwise, see, electronics or no electronics, the main ingredient of the song should be the melody, basic melody, mukhada and antara. As long as it is conveying, it has soul and conveying the expression of the situation, he is okay with that. And that's my school also.
Okay. Right. I know everyone will ask this and obviously must have asked this, but this couple and this pairing, everyone was waiting for it to happen, and
I didn't know.
Yes.
I mean, I'm told by the actors themselves that they were not waiting.
No, it was the most awaited pairing because they have been part of films together, but never really as romantic leads opposite each other. And I was going through comments where people were like, finally there is a story which is age appropriate. The romance is age appropriate. Was it like a conscious choice that, okay, we are going to make this story which is going to be age appropriate, or did it just happened naturally?
That was the call of the story, actually. I mean, since the story is set over 23 years, there's a gap. I mean, there's no way that they could play the younger parts as well, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, we have seen examples where people do.
Yeah, but you know how funny that will look in this case. So, I mean, there was not a moment's hesitation that even when we were talking to them, we were looking for 4 people. in terms of these two characters,
Correct.
not two, the younger version and the older version, for both the counterparts. And that's how the film was cast. There's a passing resemblance to both the characters in terms of the actors. And there was no doubt in my head that this bit needs to be done this way.
Correct.
I mean, there's no other way to go about it.
I think it is a very interesting collaboration for you also, because you are of course collaborating with Neeraj sir, yes, but also Ajay. I know RRR happened, but RRR was like more like a ensemble thing, but Zakham was like 1998, and uske baad I think this is the film where you're actually like hardcore composing for Ajay. Tell me what makes it special, or do you also keep the actor in, because you know he's the person on whom the song will be picturized eventually. Does that make any difference for you when you're composing your music?
Doesn't make any difference. Because if it makes difference, then I am not being true to my art. He's playing a role of the character he's given, and things like lungi dance, they make difference. You know lungi dance. You know,
I do.
You know, it's a entitled song from a movie, Chennai Express.
Yeah, of course.
So there, the artist's image is taken
into account.
Into consideration, and you see the artist himself. You don't see the character. But this is not the lungi dance.
And I am guessing that you are more inclined towards
Zakham, RRR, and Auron Kahan. All the three movies in which I got associated with Ajay ji, all the three are not lungi dance.
Of course, and I'm glad it is not. I mean, I love lungi dance also,
Even
but this is also
even I love.
Yeah.
With all due, liking and passion for lungi dance, I like it very much. But that's a different grammar.
Absolutely. So has anything changed for you? Of course, I have to mention RRR and the victory that you have had, just seeing you there, holding the trophy and just making India proud. Has things changed for you at the core level here? Because, I mean, that also happened because you were always true to what music Cream represents. And now do you have more filmmakers coming and just saying that, can you make something that you did there? Because that also happens now.
Actually, things on my career front haven't changed.
Nothing.
But only thing that is changed is people are asking me to visit their convocations and come as a chief guest and blah blah blah, which I never do. because I have got some tags now, they call me for attending as a chief guest and inaugurate something, do something, which is a time waste.
Absolutely, I agree. But have you also seen the number of people who are now sort of doing renditions to the song, and just the appreciation that has come, because music has played such an important role in that film's success overall globally as well.
You mean reels and memes?
Not just reels and memes, like I have seen people on YouTube or just everywhere else trying to sing the part, dance the part, like just seeing all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, just how does it feel?
Yeah, you see the trend was always there, but now you have got internet and other communication systems. Then it is visible now.
Right.
But it was always there. Everybody wants to sing. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's how the term bathroom singer came into life. Bathrooms were there since long.
I love the analogies that he is making. He has a great sense of humor. I can just say that for now. But I'm looking forward to seeing this collaboration flourish in the movie as well, because we have only seen bits as of now. We'll see more when we see the film. Lastly, I want to know from you, when you're mounting a film like this, what are the core challenges that you face? Because although on paper it feels like, okay, it's romance and it has a conflict and it has its peaks and whatever, but I feel that it's also because it's a time frame that you have to encapsulate the entire story in those 2 hours, 2.5 hours film. What are the challenges that you primarily see when you're mounting this?
Every bit is a challenge and every bit is a exciting, potentially an exciting journey, because that's what we do, right? So any story will pose this challenges in that sense, different set of challenges,
Correct.
of course. This one had period and contemporary timelines, so I mean, we had to take the whole team was cognizant of this, and they had earmarked 2000 and 2024, both these time eras, and yeah, just the normal day-to-day challenges of filmmaking, nothing else.
Nothing that you remember at core that okay, this was extremely.
I mean, nothing so exciting as to mention in this interview.
Okay, perfect. And what about you, sir? Is there anything in the music industry that you wish to see changing? Because I mean, everyone follows the trend, but there's something as an artist that you feel like okay, this needs to really change.
On producing the songs front, I mean the music production front, I'm not expecting any change. But on the musical nights and music shows happening everywhere, I wish a change happens where music is enjoyed with your ears, not with your eyes. Because
Okay.
as a fan of Ghulam Ali Saab, I wish I could watch him sing something, or anybody, Neeraj, you take for instance. But the eye feast is dominating than the ear feast in a musical show everywhere.
Okay.
Some fireworks happening and all hangama, some dancers coming and going. So this should change. I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
This has to change somehow. Music has to be enjoyed with your ears.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole purpose of music. I mean it has to be
Yeah, that's the
enjoyed through
purpose.
your ears. Yeah, but thank you so much for this chat. I
Thank you.
hope that the film does really well.
Thank you.
And I mean again, I'm just going to reiterate that thank you for bringing this kind of romance back in films because it was missing for a while.
Thank you so much.
And keep collaborating more. और सर आप थोड़ा हिंदी
Yeah.
फिल्म में और कीजिए ना.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to
Of
see you
course.
like collaborating more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.